Hey guys, Dynasty Warrior 6 here again with a kind of different video. I decided to try something a little different. I know it's been quite a while, once again, I always say that, and I do apologize about that. I just wanted to do a kind of a fun little video of my top 10 most rare, valuable Super Nintendo games that are complete in box. So I have quite a collection of complete in box Super Nintendo games now currently of around 60. Now it's pretty good. I've got and only two of them are sports titles, which is pretty impressive in my thinking about it because it's like there's a lot of sports titles Super Nintendo games. So I figured I'd do my top 10 most expensive complete in box Super Nintendo games. So these are based off of I did some research. These are based off of eBay sold listings and looking at least like 5 or 10 complete in box sold listings. And I kind of just got an average of that. I don't base anything really off price charting because that can be heavily skewed due to Amazon sometimes. So it's always based off of my research is always based off of eBay sold listings because that's the general going price. You know what I mean? So let's get into it. So the first one that I was sort of surprised that this is actually is as valuable as it is complete in box is Mortal Kombat 2. Now this one is going for an average of about of $120 complete in box. So it's kind of surprising. I wasn't expecting that for, a fighting game because a lot of times, I'm not saying that fighting games aren't very valuable on the Super Nintendo, but it's just Mortal Kombat 2 of all of them. I was thinking maybe like, for myself at least, like, Street Fighter 2 or Street Fighter 2 Turbo. They're sought after, but this is actually pretty valuable. Pretty shocking. I was very surprised by that. So, Mortal Kombat 2 for 120. Now, next up, we have it's a good game, and it is Secret of Evermore, complete in box. Now, this one, okay, this is kind of weird. It can go anywhere from a range of $100 to $200. So it kind of middle ground 150 complete in box, but I saw listings selling for 200. I saw listings sell for 105, 110 on a bidding situation. So it was very all over the place on this one. But Secret of Evermore can typically run 100 or $100 to $200 ish, somewhere in that range. Yeah, so kind of interesting. Secret of Evermore though. Next up, we have, of course, Secret of Mana. Beautiful game. Love this game. Artwork is just amazing on this game. Secret of Mana, though. Secret of Mana. This one can kind of, let me see, look at my notes here. Oh, yeah. This one's, oh, sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. This one can go for about 190. So that's not too bad. I saw a few listings for 200, but mostly 180, 190 area. So pretty solid, rare game, and this one's in real, I love this one. It's in great shape. I got it from a friend of mine. All my Super Nintendo games have the UV protective sleeve case things on them. So they're not factory sealed. No worries there on that. So next up, we have a really interesting game that I bought, made by Koei. And it is called Brandish. And this one is really different. Very, very different. But this one, 200 to 230, pretty out there. It's an anime kind of based game. Koei made it. I'm a big Koei fan. So I was very surprised by this one, but I love Koei games. I'm always trying to buy more Koei stuff. So yeah, this one was 200 to 230. Pretty cool looking. I dig it. Yeah, but Brandish on Super Nintendo. All right, next up, another one. Now this one was kind of all over the place again. I probably should have put Brandish, under a different thing, but this is Shadowrun, complete in box. This is one of my, really rare, pretty rare game to have complete in box, especially in a really good shape. Mine is in very decent shape. This one's going for 170 to 200. It was kind of, once again, it was like in that gambit of all over the place on the eBay sold listings complete in box, but I love having Shadowrun complete in box. Beautiful game. It looks really good. So very happy with that one. So next up, this one is one of my favorite RPGs. It is Breath of Fire 2, made by Capcom. Breath of Fire 2 is worth about $200 to $250. This game is just in really good shape. I love it. I got it from a guy in a big bundle deal. He was a great guy, very friendly and awesome. And Breath of Fire 2. I do have Breath of Fire 1, but Breath of Fire 1 isn't as valuable complete in box as Breath of Fire 2. So there we go on that one. Next up, we have is The Legend of Zelda for 200 to 240. It's a pretty sought after game, and this one's complete. Like I remember how I got this one was a guy came up to my booth when I was vending years and years and years ago, and he wanted to trade for some games, and he said, "Hey, I got something that you might be interested in." He comes back with an empty box with all the manuals, everything for Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. And I said, yeah, I'll trade for this because then I can complete my Legend of Zelda. So I completed my Legend of Zelda and I traded for it. This is it's an immaculate, I love this game. One of my favorite games of all time on the Super Nintendo. And yeah, I traded for this. But yeah, so 200 and what is it? 200. Let me look at my note here real quick. Oh, dang it. 200 to 270. I'm sorry. 200 to 270 for Legend of Zelda. And I've seen it going for a high price. I've seen 250 on the regular for that one. So now we're in the top 3 area of my most valuable games of complete in box. These are all, so this is kind of cool. They're all relatively $300 to $400. That's kind of like just the average going price, somewhere in that range of $300 to $400 each one. First up, we have Final Fight 2. Sadly, it does have this sticker right here on it. I'm hoping one day I can maybe upgrade this guy, but it is complete. It's got the hang tab stuck to it too. Yeah, so this one is got a lot of stickers on it, sadly, but $300 to $400. This is probably on the low end more so, like 300 or the 280 range, just because of the condition of the box. But with the manual and all the inserts, not too bad. So yeah, Final Fight 2. Final Fight 3 is also crazy. So next up, this is one of my favorite arcade ports besides Turtles in Time. You got Sunset Riders. This is complete. I mean, utterly 100% complete. I bought this at a Portland Retro from another vendor years ago. I think I paid like $200 at the time, so it's only gone up. And Sunset Riders is an amazing game. I absolutely love Sunset Riders. Played it at a friend's house one time years ago and fell in love with it. So yeah, $300 to $400 on that one, and mine is fully complete. And the last one that I have, this is fully complete. The box is in good shape, but I wish it was a little bit better, but it's just a little bit. And it's Final Fantasy 3. I've always wanted to have a complete in box Final Fantasy 3. Got a little bit of a crease right there on that, but overall it's pretty good. It's got the maps, it's got the manual, it's everything. So that is it. But Final Fantasy 3 is probably my top like rarish gem complete, but I still have other ones. I got others up there with, Gemfire, Donkey Kong Countries, Breath of Fire. Over here, I've got quite a bit of complete in box Super Nintendo games all over the place. I even got Mortal Kombat 1 right there. I've got Street Fighter, Castlevania. I've got a lot of complete in box Super Nintendo games, and I've prided myself on the fact that like I've been very good about not just buying, whatever sport, like, oh, I'm just going to get sports titles and, that will give me like a lot of super. No, I want high quality, good, which is going to cost, it costs more. It costs a lot more on that. So yeah, I've been very diligent on my situation with finding complete in box Super Nintendo games. And I also want, like, I love Paperboy. I think I love playing Paperboy. It's a fun game. NBA Jams, of course. Hook, Wario's Woods, Tetris 2. I actually enjoy playing those games. So, yeah, guys, that is it. So that's my top 10 most expensive Super Nintendo games, complete in box. I do have a few loose carts that would definitely rival a few spots on that one. Especially, I have like Knights of the Round loose cart. I have War of the Gems. I've got some heavy hitters on the Super Nintendo, just loose cart games. But I figured, I'm just gonna do the regular kind of super, complete in box ones. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will hopefully see you later.